How's everybody doing today? Beautiful world, didn't it? 2022. Hopes and dreams, minus the dreams. We're just hoping. Folks, my name is Timmy. You're watching Rudy's Emporium, third floor basement. Today, we're going to discuss, some positivity. Okay? Even my patrons like, Rudy, come on, dude. Like, you've rode Hasbro more than, like, my ex. Anyways, you've rode Hasbro more than just give me some positive news. Find something in the market to make me feel good into the holidays. I said, Timmy, your wish is my command. So today, ladies and gentlemen, compiling some data, updated the spreadsheets for this weekend, and today we're going to talk about the state Pokemon price movements, Metazoo, Weiss. We're going to look at some Flesh and Blood, and even some Magic. We're going to look across the board. We're going to take a nice little horizontal screenshot here, and we're going to kind of dig through and just say, oh, that's positive. Oh, look, that's a positive piece of candy. Oh, look, that. Anyways, sorry. First, we'll start with Pokemon. Okay. God, they're just, Pokemon. Jeez, man, it's incredible. Has anybody stopped to think what I'm about to tell you on these Pokemon sets? And then, as I'm saying it, step back and think what's going to happen when the market turns, whether it's next year or the year after. Can you imagine? Okay. First, most recent Pokemon set, Silver Tempest. Literally just came out, which means right now, as of filming this video, the absolute highest amount of selling pressure, downward pressure, stores, evil investors, basement dwellers, everyone's trying to flip, get their capital back, make a little 5, 10, 15%. Silver Tempest, even with maximum selling pressure at release, still holds $105 a box plus tax on TCG Player. Wow, that's incredible. We go back to the last set. Good old Low, Lost Origins, man, LO. 110 plus tax, holding strong. Incredible sales flow-through volume on these sets. Then we go to everyone's favorite ex-girlfriend that just, but you see her and you go, then you go, you know it's a toxic relationship. You know what that means. Don't try and act like you don't know what that means. You know what that means. Fusion Strike, the one everybody hated. 105 plus tax. Yeah, you heard me right. The weakest Pokemon set since Battle Styles in Chilling Reign. Fusion Strike just holds strong with a vengeance. Just says literally hold my chalupa, Rudy, and just drifting higher. I can't believe it. And of course, next, good old Dr. Evolving Skies. I mean, we talked about 30 days ago, 2 months ago, Evolving Skies was going to break 200. I warned everybody. They did a little reprint, but the reprint was so small. Essentially, buckle up, Buttercup. We're going to 300 a box. And, ladies and gentlemen, although I did call the timing wrong, I didn't think we'd break 300 until like Q1 of next year. Yeah, this thing's at like 300 plus tax. And there's absolutely no supply of Evolving Skies. They've already reprinted it. And, this is a bad market. And Evolving Skies is 300. Can you imagine if the market turns next year? Can you imagine? You got another Evolutions type $500 plus box. Literally, only a year or two after. Unbelievable. And then, of course, here we go. Chilling Reign. Ladies and gentlemen, we talked about Pokemon Chilling Reign. Obviously, if you've been around the channel for a while, you're a patron, you hate me, love me, you're mad because your ex is next to me on the weekends. Chilling Reign's at 110 plus tax. The highest price Chilling Reign's been since the beginning it was released. Even with the massive reprint during the boom of 2021, Chilling Reign just hit 110. Full disclosure, Chilling Reign is the set that I hold the largest sealed product position in, with approximately almost 3,000 sealed boxes of Chilling Reign. When they went on clearance and nobody wanted them, I just took a risk. I put a video out on it, and I said, look, this is, it's a good product. And this is the only reason the downward pressure is because the market turned and people were panicking on leveraging. Chilling Reign, 110. I didn't think Chilling Reign would break above 100 until next year. So this is happening far quicker than I thought. So, that sums up the Pokemon world. One last thing. Old Ultimate Premium, Super Charizard, Mega, Teletubby, Power Ranger, Ultimate UPC, Batman symbol. Super Charizard bottomed out in the Black Friday thing over the weekend at about 90, 95, and now it's already almost back to 110. Tremendous demand, any form of sale price. People went crazy for Mega Charizards. And again, I really can't blame you. You got sealed packs inside of it. You got very unique promos, and it's a flippin' Charizard promo kit. I mean, come on. Seriously, what's your downside risk in that? And Pokemon literally printed this thing to oblivion. Not like the meme, like the legitimately printed to oblivion. Obviously, if you're a patron, when I did not run a sale because the prices tanked so much on Black Friday, I was just like, dude, people are still going to be upset. So I am still sitting on, I think, 1,700 Charizards, and since I canceled the sale, literally last night, I literally just wheeled the pallets to the back, and I just left them wrapped, and I don't give a shit. We're just going to leave them there, and we'll readdress in the future. So now we're going to jump over to Metazoo. I figure Pokemon Metazoo are kind of that little universe. So get this. Get this shit. Ladies and gentlemen. Again, everybody's saying Metazoo Seance, even with the cut print run, it's going to be shit, this and that. Dude, ladies and gentlemen, Metazoo Seance is just hit $110 plus tax on TCG Player. All I have to tell you all is they have animated shorts and some kind of some videos and cartoony things coming as they branch off their IPs and continue to just push forward in the wake of negativity. And I'm going to tell you all the same thing I told patrons yesterday. If any of those animated shorts, if anything positive happens with Metazoo, player base has an uptick, anything, in the face of all the hate and negativity, with the reduced supply and moving forward to 2023, there's literally no sealed boxes on the market. Like, you go on TCG Player, hit sealed booster box of Seance, and there's like nothing left. Stores, oh, Metazoo's dead. They literally just didn't order the product. And then the people who did buy it bought less. And I'm looking at this stuff and I'm like, if anything happens that shifts this market, there is no depth to it at all. Like Dark Deaths and Magic, there's no depth. This market is so shallow. If you go in and bought 40 boxes, that's it. Like, that's where the Seance market is right now. On top of that, with the uptick, the Wilderness boxes, which bottomed out, and those are the Wilderness and UFO had the higher print run through the crash and everything. Wilderness boxes also bottomed out that $50 range and now have already bounced off the lows tremendously and are back into the $70, $75 a box range. UFO, not yet. We haven't seen anything with that. I haven't seen any increase or decrease, averaging 55 to 60. So Wilderness, we had an uptick. Seance has been very fascinating. And there's been last thing I want to comment, there's been a lot of chatter with Nightfall. You know, Seance is a Halloween set from a month or two ago, from 2022. And Nightfall was the Metazoo set from last Halloween. And there's been a lot of chatter around Nightfall sealed boxes and Nightfall sealed the actual spell books, release decks theme, because, like, if you go look at the sales of that, it's like a consistent pattern, like somebody's quietly taking like a box or two off on like an exact timer. It's really weird. And there's very little the Nightfall thing's a wild card. If you are a Metazoo fan and you don't think it's going to zero and Rudy's pumping your ex and stepsister, I would keep an eye mostly on the Nightfall Seance, those two particular Halloween-themed and lower print run products. But as a whole, the UFO and Wilderness represent more of a depth, mass market, mass-produced item. When we see things like Wilderness with the highest print run starting to bounce off lows and uptick, that's very fascinating because that's a good barometer. Seance and Nightfall there's just not much left. And I tell people this all the time. Oh, Rudy, just take the emotion out. Listen to this. Like, Seance has been out for a couple months. Imagine 2 years from now, and we have another good market conditions. Maybe next year, 2023, 2024, whatever you think it's going to be. Imagine when the market stabilizes and we get back to normal. Whether it's next year, or Q1 or Q2, or imagine that. And look what's left. Like I was just talking about the Pokemon boxes. Imagine a good market. Look at these Metazoo. Look at Seance. Look at Wilderness bouncing back to 70. Seance at a 110. Imagine. Is anybody seeing this? Like, sit back and be like, well, if the world doesn't go to zero and everything's, if these prices are already turning, is this smart money making quick moves? Is this people making adjustments, planning for next? I don't know. I just wanted to bring it to your attention, let you guys attack it, and just make fun of me, whatever. Next, we're going to jump over to Magic the Gathering. Ugh, God. I used to say Metazoo, and people thumbs down and just cursed me out and send me threatening things. Now I say Magic, and everyone's like, fuck you, Rudy, I'm out! You said Magic and Hasbro. Go fuck yourself. I'm out. Like, that's what people, like, it's just bizarro world, man. So in the world of Magic, I got another video coming on this. The Brothers of War collector box thing is converting from an uptick. I told you guys last week, I started to see an uptick in Brothers of War collector boxes. Brothers of War set boxes were very stable. No up, no downward pressure at all. They're just flatline. And the draft boxes were looking really shaky. And now that we saw the Amazon dump a Dominaria draft, I'd be very careful with draft right now. So I was telling you guys last week, this Brothers of War collectors thing, they have serialized cards. Obviously, Wizards can't reprint these things very easily without doing some weird shenanigans, either not putting serialized cards or making card number 501 out of 500, you know? In other words, I don't know if people are being more confident on this, because every time I check it and I update my spreadsheets and my internal data, like, Brothers of War collector boxes were like 205. Then they were 215. As of the film of this video, Brothers of War collector boxes just popped to 225. And based on the rate of sales I'm seeing, and if we have a Cyber Monday cashback thing, all these websites, I'm warning you all. These Brothers of War collector boxes could be the first collector box to break the trend of crashing and burning and just railing us like Dr. Chuck Norris III. And this Brothers of War collector box is going to push through 250 and head to 300. And I know a positive news piece on Wizards and Hasbro is very but I'm just saying, this is what's happening. And I know, before you FOMO, oh, Rudy's pumping this and that. First of all, I don't have any for sale. I sold them all. They're gone. I sold all my shit just like everybody else did at release. For patrons bought Brothers of War collectors. If you're a patron, what did I sell you for? I think $199, $204. I don't know what I sold it to you. Anyways, you can just make up a number. I told you for $6,000, $69, whatever. The biggest risk to this is not Brothers of War. It's not the valuable artifacts. The biggest risk right now is if everything moving forward has serialized cards, and these very first batch of serialized cards collapse in value. This box is being driven by one thing and only one thing. No, not Taco Bell. No, not the Rudy haircut indicator. Not the Rudy hairy face index indicator based on the state of the market, a bull market, bear market, based on how my face looks. It's being driven by the serialized cards. Rudy, what about the Transformers? Go transform your ex. It doesn't matter. The Transformer cards, I mean, yes, the Shattered Glass, fancy foiling texture, whatever, super rare, whatever, but it's being driven by serialized cards. Some people are opening a case of 6, they're getting a serialized card. Some people open a case of 6, they hit 2 serialized cards. Other people open 12 collector boxes, they get 0 serialized cards. It's pretty random. But it appears overall, it's looking like a serialized card, maybe what? Every 6 to 12 boxes? So between what, maybe 6 to 18 if you're unlucky. If you're lucky, maybe 1 or 2 in a case. It's very volatile. But these are the first batch of serialized Magic cards. If Phyrexia, all will be one with your wallet, and Dr. Mark Bottomwater. If there is not serialized cards in the Phyrexian set, this box is going to go above 300. And I know we're all on the Bash Hasbro train, but this needs to be said. This is the reality of a particular product doing well. So I want to lay that out there. Okay, before I end the video, I want to comment on the Weiss market and the Flesh and Blood market. Not really a ton to report on. Flesh and Blood is incredibly stable. The last set Uprising from a few months ago, the recent Uprising set, the recent Dynasty set, the previous set Uprising from a few months ago, both of which are holding very strong pricing, no product dumps, no excess inventory on the market. There are multiple stores that literally sent me pictures like, hey, Rudy, yeah, dude, we just reordered 240 boxes of Uprising, and literally all we're doing is cracking them all. They even sent me a picture just to chase cards, extended arts, alt arts, colored foils, Marvels, whatever, and just to sell singles at their local store online. And, when I see stores reordering a previous set and a new set to crack the boxes for singles for their local store and singles to sell online, that's a big fucking deal to me. That is not just, we're going to dump boxes and make $1 a piece. We're going to dump it. No. And remember, it's not really talked about. Dynasty boxes in Flesh and Blood is with the new Flesh and Blood price increase. I know. Oh, God, price increase. They're like Hasbro. Bro, they went from like $100 MSRP to like $109 MSRP. Yeah, so keep your tacos downstairs and chill out. It's not they didn't raise the price to $7,000. I'm sorry, $9.99 for 4 Magic 30, 36 packs, $10,600 with tax for a 36 pack box if you're Magic 30. So I wanted to share that with Flesh and Blood. Absolutely proud of them. They made the necessary cuts, the nasty changes, the cuts in the print runs, just like Metazoo. A lot of turbulence, pushback, hatred, this and that. I was pissed at them. Everybody was pissed. But you know what? They took the negativity at Metazoo and Flesh and Blood, and they changed. They said, well, printing this much isn't working. Dumping it all at once isn't working. This isn't working. So maybe we should not do what doesn't work. They made the decisions needed to shift the course and do better. And that's okay. That's fucking okay. They're not wizards saying, what are you fucking assholes? You price sensitive? Mark Bottomwater's not price sensitive. That should be a meme. That's the difference. These other companies adjusted. It's okay to make mistakes, but then stop making the mistake. It's not that complicated. So that's really cool to see, man. Last but not least in the video, I want to comment on Weiss real quick. Obviously, the last few Weiss sets, most stores have either completely cut off or reduced their allocations tremendously. The print runs on the recent Weiss sets have been reduced. I've been hearing rumors as much as 30 to 60% print run reductions on the recent Weiss sets. It is a substantial amount. Even if we go with the minimal bear case, which is only a 30% print run reduction, that's substantial, man. Because now you're reducing that amount. The stores who are getting it are only getting a case or two. No one's ordering large quantities is dumb enough to sit on sealed product of Weiss in large quantities, except some guy who gets a $6 haircut. By the way, my haircut coupon's for $6.99. $69, baby! And, I think it's a very bullish indicator. So I wanted to comment, because some of these sets, the Tokyo, Tokyo Revengers, Picking Up Girls in Dungeons, Quintuplets 1 and 2. Quintuplets 1's a little older, and the supply is getting pretty sketchy. Quintuplets 2 already bottomed out. We're seeing some of the Attack on Titans already bottomed out at crazy prices. People are fire selling these things at like 50% losses. It was insane. We're starting to see stabilization. We even had Jobless Reincarnation, the old something Tensu Majabla. That sucker's on fire. What, 100, 110, 120 a box? Nothing left. You've got HoloLive on fire, still going up in the Weiss world. Yeah, I just want to be on record. I'm telling you all right now, if we're seeing these upticks, and we're seeing some Weiss sets actually bounce off the lows, imagine 6, 12, 18, 24 months from now, when the market turns. Imagine the potential for some of this CCG sealed products, for collectors and evil investors and the 3% beautiful ladies. Imagine the potential here, folks. So that's kind of the basic thing I wanted to go over here, is just, we are seeing a lot of positive trends outside the world of Magic. Within the world of Magic, the reserve list, old stuff, the new sealed product, old sealed product, overall, Magic across the board remains in a very, very nasty bear market. There are a few exceptions. You're always going to have outliers. If you want to hand point or hand pick out something specific to make me look bad, good for you. Get yourself a popsicle. I got one in the basement right after this video. But overall, most of the items in the Magic world remain very, very bearish. And the thing is, I get these patron messages, hundreds of these things, thousands of patron messages. And guess what? Most of them, they're saying the same thing. Beep, boop, 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 boop. Rudy, I still like you. Your haircut sucks. Yeah, I know. That's what she said. But overall, I still love Magic, but I just can't support it right now. I refuse to buy this. I refuse to buy that. Rudy, are you sure you're not making a mistake skipping Jumpstart? I could be making a mistake. But guess what? If Jumpstart skyrockets, we're going to order a bunch on Wave 2. We already know the real value. I don't have any risk. And I'm not going to sell it to patrons where it tanks and you guys get hosed. We all win. It's not a big deal. And overall, people still love Magic. The problem is the current conditions and what's happening is just created so much anger. People literally feel like Timmies and idiots, and you feel like an asshole. You feel like a dumbass for literally just supporting this company who literally just says, no, we're not going to change. You're a price-sensitive loser. Mark Bottomwater. No, we're never going to do this. Spirit of this, spirit of that. Oh, fuck off, I lied. I mean, it's just so many things happen at the same time. Well, trust me, Wizards and Hasbro did not expect the lineup of the Mark Bottomwater reserve list spirit situation, the Magic 30 through the roof price, the Wall Street news outlets crushing Hasbro stock, and then of course no, we're not going to slow down and we don't care. And then of course on top of that, you're all price sensitive losers. Like, we had a chain of like 10 events happen within like 30, 60 days that were just so, like, it's just the worst string of choices and news headlines I've ever seen in Magic. So yes, because of that, I mean, people just feel taken advantage of and people are just irritated about it. And I can't blame them, and I feel the same way. And honestly, I would think most of you watching have to feel something, unless you're just not a meat popsicle. Maybe you're just, I don't know, a hamster or something, or a goldfish with no fins, so you just kind of hover around at the bottom of the tank. I mean, you gotta feel something. So, again, no, Magic's not dead. I never said Magic's dead. But once again, things have changed. We have to take Wizards' advice of Dr. Blake, the PR guy, and we can't engage and we can't buy all their products. We have to take the company's advice if they're the ones steering the ship. If they're steering the Costa Concordia and the Titanic to have a marriage, we have to take their advice. And if the company making the cards is telling you you shouldn't buy all the products, well, fuck. I mean, I don't know about you, but if there's ever been a credible source, the people making the products is probably the one you should listen to. So that's where we're at. And we are in a new readjustment phase. And, well, ladies and gentlemen, Pokemon's doing really well. Metazoo, the recent set's doing really well. Flesh and Blood, the recent set's doing really well. We've got 5 or 6 or 7 white sets rebounding off the lows doing really well. Hell, they have other new CCGs. The Final Fantasies and the excitement around these other CCGs. Even Yu-Gi-Oh! The people are excited about everything. And then you've got Magic, this giant Goliath, that just says, well, you're all price-sensitive losers. And, you know, it's sad. But we're seeing signs of people voting with their wallets. We're seeing the market of multiple CCGs make a turn. And Magic is not making a turn yet. Except Brothers War Collector Box. Brothers War Set is stable. Draft is scary. Jumpstart is, I think Jumpstart was at Taco Bell. It's on the Reward Points app. But I mean, the Collector Box of Brothers War, because this serialized cards, it is working. Hope you guys learned something today. As always, thanks for the views. Thanks for the honor and the privilege to discuss things with you all. Entertain, inform you all. As always, have a beautiful day. Don't forget to go outside, dig a hole, be a carrot. And as always, never forget